So what's up everybody, Black Clover 332 official translations are out. I waited until the officials to come out. The last part in the fan translations, it was different versus the spoilers, and now the official translations are out. It makes sense as to what Lucius actually said to Asta, and it changes the narrative a lot. Let's get into this dope chapter that we've been all waiting for. First of all, if you like anime, manga reviews, discussion, spoilers, and theories, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, like, comments. I read the comments. So should hit me with some false copyright strikes on my old account. So let's get this channel back to 5,000. I have a Discord that I'm going to be more active in. So if you guys want to put ideas for videos, let me know what you guys' theories are. Definitely check out the Discord. Sorry for any noise that you hear in the background. I basically have the air conditioning on. It's really hot where I'm at. So the build up for this chapter was huge. We literally waited 3 months, which felt like ages, honestly. It felt like a year has passed by. For the fandom, it was rough these last 3 months. So to finally get a chapter and for it to giving us more questions than answers is very interesting. The front cover of the chapter was Asta and Yuno. Basically, they look the same. You could tell Asta grew a little bit. I didn't notice this too much on the fan translations and also the spoilers, but Asta actually has like an arm guard to hide his devil arm, which makes sense because he was on trial for devil worshipping. So clearly he had to hide that. It's kind of a cool look on him, honestly. So the chapter actually starts off at the 7th level of the underworld. It looks like this was before the time skip. This is probably right after when Lucius got the heart of 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛. So who knows if 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛 is still alive, but looking more into it, it looks like Lucius took the other hearts of 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛, because you see 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛 on the ground. There's a clock behind him. We can all tell that most likely he's just stopping the time for 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛, and 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛 being his arrogant self, but you see a heart coming out of 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛. So technically Lucius now has both hearts of 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛. 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛 is the devil king, so it makes sense that he will have probably more than one heart. Still, it's kind of weird, you know? There's a line that makes me really think twice. 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛 is basically saying that he is the supreme being, that his magic is superior to everything, but Lucius says humans excel more in brilliant magic, which makes you think, like, did Astaroth and Lucius become one being? I think that's what happened. I don't think Astaroth is possessing Lucius. I think somehow, some way, they form into one being, because if Lucius is saying this, and Astaroth is probably thinking the same way, some way or some other, Astaroth found a way to turn himself into a human. I mean, we've seen humans turn into devils and then turning back to humans. Look at 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛. So it makes me wonder, is it possible for a devil that was born a devil to become a human? If that's possible, who else can become a human, you know? So that's just my thoughts on it. I'll make a video about it later on, but it's kind of interesting, that line. So and then after that, we get a year and 3 months time skip. To me, it's kind of weird that we just get all that time. Why didn't the nation look for 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢? It has been confirmed that 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢 has disappeared, so it looks like he actually had died, and Asta is finally getting the recognition that we all wanted him to have as a fandom. I didn't realize at the beginning, but Liebe is actually on his shoulder, which is actually pretty cool. Hopefully they start accepting Liebe more. You see basically the Black Bulls and the people from the church in 𝙲𝚘 village. Asta finally gets the title of a senior magical knight. It was a promotion long time due, but to find out later on that Yuno got promoted to grand magical knight, it still doesn't sit well for me, because it was Asta that literally was the one that did the finishing blow to defeat 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛. For them to be so happy after Drama League just left still kind of feels weird to me. I know it was explained later on in a couple of other panels that, yeah, there's still a lot of devil activity going on in the Black Clover universe, especially on their continent. The Golden Dawn and Black Bulls are actually confronting the devil activity, and because the Golden Dawn and the Black Bulls have the most experience with fighting devils, they're the 2 squads that are going there. The only thing that just doesn't sit well for me, because when they say the Golden Dawns, like, it's the whole entire Golden Dawns, but to be real with you, it's only William and Yuno that can really fight devils. I don't really understand how they're trying to make it seem like it's the Golden Dawns, because at this point the Black Bulls, they're way above the Golden Dawns. There's no comparison. Asta is getting the acknowledgements of the captains. They all said that you're one step closer. I really like this, thinking about how much Asta has struggled throughout the series. You kind of do feel like, yes, we're in the final stages of Asta's dream becoming true. So he is one step closer to becoming the Wizard King, but now the captains look at him in a favorable light and also have his back. They basically can see that, hey, this is a huge possibility that Asta can become the next Wizard King. And I love that after basically Asta learning about Yuno becoming a Grand Magical Knight, you learn that Julius, aka Lucius, isn't at the ceremony. And you're kind of wondering, why isn't he at the ceremony? But there was a line that's saying that he likes to go on his hobby and wandering around in disguise. I don't know if that's foreshadowing, but that itself is kind of like poking a hole as to what's gonna happen at the end of the chapter. But still, like, if you guys know that he likes going around in disguises, how is he a trustful Wizard King? You know what I mean? Like, there should have been more suspicions besides 𝙲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝, but we'll see. Hopefully that all gets explained as to how this man from the Spade Kingdom was able to infiltrate the Clover Kingdom, but not only infiltrate, but become like high status and basically become low-key the prime minister, because, you know, obviously there's the king. I find that all interesting. Asta does start talking to 𝙲𝚙𝚎𝚑 and Nozel, saying that he heard that Captain Nozel, 𝙲𝚙𝚎𝚑, and Mereona have all been nominated to become the next Wizard King, but they all feel like they're not strong enough, especially after they fought the devils. Mereona could possibly be the next Wizard Queen, but that's not her personality. She just doesn't want to be. That's how she always been. She didn't want to be a captain, and for her to be the Wizard Queen, she doesn't really like that responsibility, which makes sense because she doesn't seem like she likes order. She's more on the wild side. Also, you see Charmy with a new haircut. That's hilarious to me. She looks like one of those Powerpuff Girls, the green one, but completely different personalities. Another part that was interesting to me is Yami still not understanding that Charlotte has feelings for him. I mean, it's been a year, man. Like, you should have already known that she has some type of feelings. I thought Yami understood, but I guess he thought that she was saying she loved him because they're comrades, possibly, or he possibly just didn't hear. But still, like, you're a grown man. You should already know. Like, she was crying when you were dying. Like, too many signs there, Yami. Like, make your move. And then Asta with Nero on his head, which we haven't seen Nero's like bird form in a while, so I'm glad to see it again. It's kind of like nostalgic, and it's funny because you have Nero on Asta's head and then you have Libe on his right shoulder. There was like a joke as to like Nero and Libe fighting each other as to like what position they're going to be when they're in like their chibi form or the little miniature form. It looks like they aren't fighting for a position. They had their own spots. This part I really liked about Asta. It showed a lot of character development for him. You see that Noel and Mosa are crushing really hard on Asta. They can't stop thinking about him. Nero explains to both of them that he's going to confess his love to Sister Lily, and to see that reaction with them is hilarious. You know, Nero showing her personality. Basically, all this is just comic relief, but it does have a strong implication as to how far Asta came as a character. The reason why he kept proposing to Sister Lily and kept saying, hey, Sister Lily, you could be with me, and never giving up is because that's who he was. He thought he can change people's feelings, but and then he realized that he can't change people's feelings, and that sometimes it's okay to give up on a certain thing, but not on your goals. Like, there's things that you have to realize that you can't continuously go to something. You can have a goal and you can work really hard to it, but at the end of the day, you can't change the feelings of people. So say if you wanted to be like, hey, the #1 person in your field, you could have the best skills, have the best stuff, but at the end of the day, there's going to be that one person that doesn't like you, that's going to reject you. It's not going to favor you or consider you the top person in your field, but you know your skills. For her to say, I don't see you like that, I see you as a brother, and Asta leaving the door open, but also saying, I'm moving on, it's huge character development for him, because even since the one shot, he always been a person that, yes, he didn't give up, and he kept trying to persuade a woman, but at the end of the day, you can't persuade people's feelings. Hopefully that makes sense. So Asta says he's going to be the Wizard King. After being rejected, Sister Lily is like, yes, you will be the Wizard King. She finally accepted the fact that this is a huge possibility. And then the part that I waited for the officials to come out was Lucius comes and says, congratulations, you arrived. This is your final destination. In the spoilers, it said that this is the midpoint. In the fan translations, it said that this is the end point. The officials are saying this is the final destination. So this is interesting for Lucius to actually say this, because he's basically saying that, hey, yes, it's cool that you made it this far, but at the end of the day, he is the Wizard King. Even though he was disguised as Julius, I mean, why did he wait a year and 3 months to do this? What is the reason for Lucius to wait this long? Why couldn't he go on the attack when basically everybody was just weakened after fighting Lucifero? It makes me wonder, maybe the ritual they needed a year and 3 months, which is technically 15 months. Maybe there's a correlation with the number 15. Who knows? Like, why did he show up specifically on Asta's ceremony? There has to be a reason behind all of this. I keep saying that maybe Lucius or Astaroth is trying to help Asta because, like I said before in other videos, Astaroth has a good guy complex. He wants to help people, but at the end of the day, it's a demon / devil, so you can't really trust his intentions. He just wants to look good. He has a good guy complex, but is he really actually good? You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting, but that's basically all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this chapter, Black Clover 332. Do you think it's possible that Astaroth and Lucius are the same being in terms of somehow Astaroth and Lucius became one? What do you think Lucius, now that he has both of Lucifero's heart, the one that was in the real world and the one that was in the underworld, what is the reason why he's collecting Lucifero's heart? Do you think it's possible he could do a ritual to bring out all the devils or possibly start a holy war? Do you think think that there's still angels in Black Clover. Like if you like the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.